Hello and welcome everybody. Boyd here with you with Sci-Fi Model Action. We're doing another live hangout tonight. We've got a great bunch of modelers with us tonight on our panel. We're going to start off and go around the room like we usually do and introduce everybody. I'm going to start off at my lower left here with Dave, Wolf359. How you doing tonight, Dave?
How you doing, Boyd? I'm Dave Pashag. I'm from Grand City, Illinois, member of Sci-Fi Model Action. I also have a YouTube channel under my name. And just kind of hanging out, having fun, doing some different builds and trying to finish some of those up, so having a good time.
Glad to have you on tonight with us, Dave. And next we've got Baba214. How you doing tonight, Baba?
Not too bad. Hope everybody else is doing well. I live in Illinois. I'm a watercolor artist, but I'm doing modeling right now, and I'm working on my big spring build. I don't know if I'm going to finish it in time, but I'm going to keep trying, and I guess I'll do that when you guys want to show stuff. So.
Excellent. Yep, looking forward to
that. That's all I got to say about that.
Okay.
All right.
And up next we got Mike Morgan. How you doing tonight, Mike?
Fine. How are you?
Doing great. Glad to have you on with us tonight.
Thank you. And I'm Mike Morgan. I'm here in East Central Illinois, right here on the Indiana state line, and member of Sci-Fi Model Action and Sci-Fi Fans and Modelers United too. So,
all right, Mike.
Thanks for having me on.
Glad to have you on with us. Yeah, I'm surprised Chris, our friend Chris from over at Sci-Fi, I can never say that, Sci-Fi Fans and Modelers United is not with us here tonight. Maybe he'll jump in here in a little bit. And up next we've got Tag Gray. How you doing tonight, Tag?
Hi, guys. I'm doing good. From San Jose, California. Been really, really windy the last couple of days, so I don't know what all that's about, but I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see you guys.
Glad to have you with us, Tag. Tag, those fires out in California aren't anywhere near you, are they?
No, they're mostly good. Down south.
Okay, that's
good. We do get some over by, we do get some towards the east, but we're so close to the water. San Jose is right at the bottom of the bay, so we don't get a whole lot of fire here.
Well, I hope they get that under control. That's looking pretty bad out there, and I guess they're having a lot of wind that's helping kicking it up too. So everybody's hoping they get that put out.
Lots of wind.
All right, and then up next we got Ralph, our friend from Boston of Tenna Controls, our resident electronics expert. How you doing tonight, Ralph?
I'm doing good, Boyd, and I hope you guys are doing as well. As Boyd said, my name's Ralph Tenaglia. I'm here in Massachusetts and run a company called Tenna Controls. And you guys know what we do. We do a lot of lighting control boards and stuff. And I apologize if anybody's trying to get to our website tonight. Hopefully by tomorrow morning it will all be resolved. We are putting up a new website that looks slick and cool. And hopefully you guys will like it. But it's not live yet. It takes a while for the internet to crawl itself back to us. So, but anyway, glad to be here.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing the new site, Ralph. And next we've got the model dude, Les. How you doing tonight, Les? I see you're busy on your bench.
Hi, my name's Les. I'm from Westminster, Colorado. I'm a member of Sci-Fi Model Action. I'm a moderator there on the forums. I also have a YouTube channel under my name. And I'm here tonight just to hang out and enjoy everybody's company and see what everybody's got cooking on the bench.
Excellent, Les. Yeah, guys, when we get back around, you guys, if you have a YouTube channel that you're using and stuff, make sure you mention it there so people can check you out. And next we got John Swaller. How you doing tonight, John? Looks like you're busy too.
Yeah, I'm working on it, and sorry I missed the last couple of hangouts for a little bit of learning curve with the new video here, and I'm just happy to be here and reconnect with everybody and hang out.
Glad to have you, John. And next, Bob Busking the third, it looks like. He's got his third on there tonight. He's being formal.
Yeah.
How you doing tonight, Bob?
Yeah. Hey, I'm doing just fine. My name is Bob Busking. I live out about an hour west of John and Dave out west of St. Louis. and we're just sitting out and hanging out tonight, working on the Protector. So.
All right. Can't wait to see more of that one. And we've got Jamie all the way from England with us tonight. And Jamie's up late. I guess, what time is it there, Jamie? Did you mention earlier about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning there?
Yeah, it's about. Hiya, everybody. I'm Jamie Shiner. I'm from Cheshire in the UK. It's now nearly 2:30 in the morning. So I'm drinking loads of coffee and having fun joining you guys. But yeah, I missed the last one because of work commitment. But hopefully in the future I'll be able to do a few more of these with you, boys.
Well, we always enjoy having you, Jamie. And we're going to start off things tonight and go right into our show and tell, guys. Let's take it over to Dave over there, Wolf359. Dave's been working on a couple cool little projects. What do you got accomplished on those, Dave?
Well, I was working on my Robbie, then I put my video up, Boyd, and I was trying to get the bass going a little bit, and I had a problem with that sound light board, and I don't know, I couldn't figure it out. I had to take it all back apart over the weekend, and so I don't know what was going on with it, so I just ordered another one.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for it to come back. I'll have to take it for a little trip. If you can see that there.
Oh yeah.
He ain't hooked up, but
looks amazing.
In my video, I had him where, he was talking to the sound and everything, but, like I say, once I get that card, I'll be able to put that back together and do the final video. The other thing I finished is let me get my cord undone, is my bridge I was working on. I've got everything done on it. Let me, bring except for figuring out how I'm going to backlight it. I've got the lights in there that come on. I also got the red alert.
Wow, that's cool.
Which, if you can see that over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the beacon on navigation flashes when the other ones don't. So yeah, I got that. I'm just trying to come up with an idea to backlight all. I know on yours, Boyd, you made like back pieces for them to backlight it. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do there to light all the
screens,
the controls and all that around it. Yeah, the screens and the controls, and so that's what I'm working on right now. So I kind of while I'm in my thinking mode, I was working on Robbie, and then that fell through. So I decided to put together my.
Nice. Dave and I got on a big flashback.
I started putting it together and got motor all done and put inside there and everything. So I just kind of been tinkering with that, thank you. What I want to go to next after I get these other two, and I wasn't sure, so I just grabbed that. And you just did your what'd you just do? The charger.
Yeah, the General Lee. Yep.
And General Lee. So I was like, well, I'll work with a car real quick, and then now I think I'm going to do the original Galactica Raider next that I got. I like that, and it's kind of been. So I think that's once I get the Robbie done and be working on the bridge, I'm going to start on that Galactica.
Excellent, Dave. Yeah, looking forward to that one. That's an awesome kit.
And I don't know if you saw my video today. I put a video up of my C57D too.
No, I haven't seen that one yet. Yeah. Well, Dave, tell everybody what the name of your YouTube channel is, so people can check it out.
My YouTube channel is under my name, Dave Pashadag. It's also on the Sci-Fi Model Action and Sci-Fi Modelers United site. I put up on Google Plus the video and some pictures. I was kind of building it off to the side of Robbie, and it's not really a hard kit. I did follow Mr. Atoz's build on the site where he put the motor before they put the deluxe edition out, and got the same little motor and voltage regulator for it. So it spins on the bottom, And then in my video, I got one of those backlit things from HCA Model Works, the backlit print.
Oh yeah.
That goes around it, and I have it backlit on my video, so it does look kind of cool.
That's cool.
And I put the landing of the ship in the background on the video. So
that's cool.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Have to check that out, Dave.
So yeah, just rolling right along. Like I say, it was the C-57. It's it's all right. It was an easy build, but it's great. I love that ship. So.
Oh yeah, it's a classic from the golden age of the flying saucer movies. So yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah. I love the scale of it and everything.
And since I was working with Robbie,
nice size and everything.
Oh yeah.
They a lot easier to assemble than that original kit that who was it? Round 2? I can't remember if it's Round 2 or Polar Lights put out that big size kit they had that all came in the segments.
Right.
That thing was hard to get it to look good, but so that's cool. Looking forward to seeing that, Dave. Next, we're going to kick it over to let's see what John's got on his bench. He's working on there. What are you working on tonight, John?
Still working on. No, actually, 90% done on the paint on the Cylon Raider. If I can move my camera around real quick so I get an overview. Alright. I'll let you know where I'm hanging out here, and excuse the nausea. I'm trying to figure out how to use 2 webcams, but I can't find the right information anywhere. I know Dr. Ogclad.
Well, yeah, John, do you have them plugged in on a single USB input, or are they plugged in separately?
Actually, I only have one plugged in right now, so if you have any information, that'd be great.
Yeah, you just plug 2 of them in, okay? If you don't have enough plugins, you can get a USB hub that you can attach that'll let you plug in more than one USB device. And then all you do is go down to your selector down there at the bottom where your camera icon is, and bring up that that pop-up window, and the different cameras will be listed there, and just select which camera you want to use, and it'll switch between one and the other.
Oh, the icon down here at the bottom left?
Yep. You see that arrow? You click that, and it brings up the box, and it says Windows default device or whatever cameras you've got hooked up. You just click on the one you want to use, and it will switch to that one.
Nice. I will do that this evening after we get off here. How's the lighting look? What, too bright? Not enough?
It looks good. We can see it really clear. Yeah,
looks good.
Paint job looks great on it.
Yeah, good paint job.
Yeah, I like that.
I am using a lot of craft paints on this, and I'm really liking how the craft paint's turning out. I just want to say thank you to Chris Cortell.
That's him.
Is it Cortell?
Yeah.
Man, excellent paints, man. I mean, easy to work with, easy to clean up. And I just got a few items back here to finish up on. The intakes or outtakes, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you can see the burnt metal look and stuff like that. I've tried 2 different grays, and I got me some copper going on. And I do have battle damage. I'm hoping to do something with that. It's more like workshop damage, if you ask me, but I put a boob here. I don't know if you can see it or not.
What's a good raider
it's an opportunity build?
Oh, I'm hip. I'm hoping I can run some, I know it's sealed up and everything, but I'm hoping to get some real fine fiber optics through there and kind of heat them up and have them flashing over and away from the ship, maybe. I don't know. I might end up just patching it up and painting it. But that's basically where I stand on the Raider.
Looking good, John. John, I don't have one of those in my collection, so when you're done with that, you could send that right on over here. I'll put it on the shelf.
I have no problem doing that whatsoever. I'll be happy to put it in your collection, man.
All right. Well, we appreciate you showing that, John. You've been working on that one a while, and the effort was well worth it. It looks beautiful. One of the nicer ones I've seen.
This is the spring build off. And, once I get a few more painted items back here and my wiring, I was having issues with the wiring, but, she's got a few LEDs in her. Other than that, she's 90% done.
Awesome job, John. Looks
Thank
like
you.
you're going to come in on time. That's glad to hear. Yeah, just mentioning that we're down to about 2 weeks left on our big spring build, and people are starting to feel the pressure, I think, a little bit. But everybody's doing a good job with that. We had a great turnout with that, and some amazing models being built over there. So I encourage you guys to stop by our forum and check that out. It's under the Big Spring Build Contest heading. Let's take it over to Bob now. Bob, what do you got going on the bench tonight? I think you said you're working on your protector.
Working on the protector. Sci-fi model guy down in Australia, or better known as Michael, sent me some clear resin parts for the ship that I've got some of Jerry's SMDs mounted in. That's what I'm doing today. So I can get those in the wing and get the wing sealed up, get the hull done. Hopefully I'll have that done this week. And then we finished our group build for Karen Newland.
Oh, that's
The
beautiful.
little Corsair here.
I saw your pictures, Bob. It turned out really nice.
Yeah, not bad for a $10 kit.
Right.
So with another $3 or $4 worth of paint, and so for under $15, it was turned out to be quite a nice little,
Yeah, very nice.
little plane.
Which version of the Corsair is that, Bob? Is that a F4UA or is it a
It's a F4U4.
4? Okay.
It's the Korean War version, the ground attack.
Right.
It's got the 4 cannons instead of the 6 50 cals.
20
And it's got the
millimeter
extra, I don't
cannon.
even want to steer up on here. It's got the extra air intake on the bottom of the cow.
Right, and the 4-bladed prop. Yeah.
Right. And when they went through, they actually called them A4s when they were getting the funding from Congress, because Congress didn't want to fund an old design.
Isn't
they
it
call
true,
them
Bob,
A4s
that in the
when
Korean
they-
War that the Corsair was the first prop job that shot down a jet, or was it a P-51?
Yeah,
I know.
brought down a MiG, yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was a Corsair, brought down a MiG, yeah.
pretty impressive. Yep. All right, Bob, excellent.
Yeah,
Thanks
that
for
was
showing
one of my
that.
favorites.
Yeah, me too.
No problem.
Okay, and Baba, what have you got going on your bench tonight?
Alrighty, well, here's my paint job so far, and
Nice. Very
The
nice.
Enterprise C.
experimental version of this ship, and I used these wicked colors on these parts here, the pearlescent ones that they use for, I guess, spray painting motorcycle helmets, and cars, I suppose, too. And so I used 4 different colors. So if you look at those colors in different light, like if low light, it's going to look like it's silver. And then in other reflective lights, you can see like a green and a blue. And it's kind of cool. I was thinking about doing just flat black with it, but I'm like, I want to do something a little bit different. And along with the kit, this is, I don't know, the last time I talked to you, I had the warp issue on here, and I thought I had it all taken care of, but I didn't. So it's going to be a battle damaged ship. Well, actually, it's just more of an accident that happened with it. And so that's what's going on with that. And I hope to have it done within 2 weeks, you said. And I don't like the eggshell, or what do they call it, the duck egg blue that's on this ship, and I don't want to do too much of that. And also, I was looking at the studio model of the Yamato, and this pylon is actually shorter than what the Enterprise had. So I'm thinking about cutting that down to about there.
Oh, that'll
And
be
then
interesting.
putting the pylons or the engines on there. Yeah, it's, but only 2 more weeks. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that all done. And then I had a question about wet sanding. I don't know if you want questions now or not.
Sure, yeah.
So, I went through this model, and I'm putting more putty on here. I wasn't happy with the job that I did. So I'm putting more putty on it, but there's a layer of paint on here already. So if I start wet sanding this, I haven't wet sanded a model before. So do I just use a little bit of water and just regular sandpaper? And do I have to worry about taking off paint on other parts of the model because water is going on there?
What type of paint did you use? Is it a acrylic based or lacquer based?
The first layer of paint is acrylic.
Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't have to worry about any water taking the paint off, but and you do want to use water, but the sandpaper that you use, you definitely want to use sandpaper that's made for wet sanding. Otherwise, it will just start disintegrating right away. The glue that they use to hold the abrasive onto the paper will break down with water. Yeah, if it's not the right stuff, and it'll just make a mess. But some 600 grit wet dry paper, they call it, should work good for getting that down. So you're trying to smooth out the surface. Is it a little bit uneven as far as where you need to do the putty work?
Yeah, there's these little tiny holes that I'm trying to keep intact in here that I made. And I wasn't quite happy with them. They weren't straight enough. And so now I put more putty down there. And then, so I got the bottom of this thing with more putty. And so I want to sand that down as flat as it could be. And I want to make this as shiny as a part that I can. And, I know that the only way I'm going to be able to probably do that is wet sanding.
Right.
And can I go to, would they have that wet sand paper at Home Depot?
They probably do.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Or auto body parts, auto shop, like O'Reilly's or AutoZone have it.
Yeah, over here we call it a wet and dry. Boy, can I jump here and give him a hand for this?
Sure, absolutely.
Because regarding your wet and dry sanding, what paint you've got on there at the moment, it won't make any difference how wet it gets. But the secret to the wet and dry sanding is not what water's on your model. It's when you get your wet and dry sandpaper, right, immerse your sandpaper in the water. So the sandpaper is literally drenched with water, right? Then put the part you want to sand, soak it, right? Then when your sandpaper, your wet and dry sandpaper is like softish, then just use it and you should have no trouble at all. And it doesn't remove that much of the paint and you get a smoother finish. So don't worry about what water you're using or how you're going to do it, because it will come out really smooth and you won't be lifting too much of the paintwork off. But always make sure
Jamie, I saw
the sandpaper is... Go ahead.
I saw your TOS Enterprise, and you sanded that really, really nicely, and you used wet sanding on that, and that looked really, really good.
I mean, the secret to that surface I did on there, I mean, to get rid of all the grooves and everything, I absolutely filled the whole lot and wet sanded it. But what I did do, I immersed the whole saucer in water and was using the sandpaper in the water on the model. So I never ever took it out of the water or made it dry. It completely mostly under the water sanding. And the paper is excellent. Okay. And it doesn't break up. I mean, obviously, overuse and that, it will break up, but until you use it up, it doesn't go to pulp. It stays in form. And you can literally, dip your model in, keep your paper wet, and just sand away with it. And you'll find it comes out really, really smooth.
Yeah,
That's good to know.
One little tip on that: if you're not able to submerge the part in water, what I'll do is I keep a little pump spray bottle. Just get one of those little cheap pump spray bottles and fill it with water, and just spritz the water on the part as you're sanding. When you start noticing that it's getting kind of dry, or you see the paint's starting to look a little bit kind of muddy, if you want to call it that you're sanding off, just spritz a little bit more on there, and keep doing that on both the part and the paper. You can or you could have a little dish or something there and keep dipping the sandpaper in the water. And you can, if you're worried about sanding like a controlled little area, you can take and tape that off with some good tape, like the 3M blue painter's tape. You can put tape on the model, so you're only going to sand, and then just use a small piece of paper, that you can hold with your fingers. You don't need a big piece of paper. You can just make a small little piece and maybe fold it over so it's kind of, stiff, and then you can just work your way along that seam and concentrate on that one area. And then with 600, yeah, and then Bob's holding up a piece of 1,000 there. If you want to really make it
unfortunately,
nice,
I can't see them, but
you finish it off with a finer grain of paper before you paint. The rule of thumb usually with paint is that paint will cover scratches of 600 grit and finer. So if you're sanding, for example, with 320, which is what I use for all my base sanding, for like sanding down putty and sanding down imperfections in the plastic and things like that, you go next to 600 for your paint. And then a lot of times what I'll do before I put my clear down is I'll sand the paint itself one more time on the entire model with 1,000 or even 1,500 grit. And that will take any of the, grain or little pieces of dust that you might have gotten in your paint or whatever when you paint it, get rid of that. Then put your clear coat down and you'll have a, beautiful finish on that when you're done.
that sounds. I appreciate that. All that information you guys just gave me. I mean, that's going to help out a lot.
I don't know whether you can see. Bob, I don't know if you can see
Jamie,
this.
I can't see your cam right now.
Right, I've got a picture to show
You'll
you.
be able to go back and watch the recorded one.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's what I'm going to do.
Can you see this? I don't know if you can see this.
Not I.
Yes.
But I'll see it on the. I'll look at the when he puts it up
I can
on
see where
YouTube.
it looks like you blended something, you sanded and got rid of the edges there or something.
Okay, yeah, okay. This was the TOS Enterprise, right? Pre-painted, right? And filled. Now, this is the moment after I'd finished wet sanding it. So as you can see, the pre-paint is still there on the model, but all the lines have gone.
Right.
And the whole of that surface was done with wet and dry sandpaper.
Mm-hmm.
That's
How often do you guys
finished off with that coat.
It's really nice to
How
wet
often do you
sand.
guys do?
I was just going to say it's really nice to wet sand because your paper will last a lot longer. It won't clog nearly as much, and it doesn't create near the mess. I mean, you get all that dust and everything all over the place when you're sanding dry. And also another little tip there is that when you're doing a model like the one you did there, where you've obviously masked off and made a lot of different colored panels and things like that, you tend to get little lines on the edges where you masked everything in your paint. We call it, in the painting world, we call it a hard line. It's like on the edge of your paint work, and you don't want to see that. So that wet sanding with fine grit paper, like I said, 1,000 or even what I use is 1,500. That will, you be careful. You don't want to constantly drag over a surface that's like sticking up or something, or you might sand through it. You want to be careful and just, you don't actually apply a lot of pressure. You just kind of let your hand guide the paper and just go over it. And you can bring
Very lightly.
Yeah, you can bring those edges down so that when you apply your clear or whatever, your sealer, after you do your decals and everything, that will make all those little lines go away and make it look like a nice smooth surface. Yep. That's something
Yeah, I didn't even think of doing that over paint.
That's something that they do
tonight.
3M set from AutoZone.
Right. I happen to think
$10 for
the 3M paper is the best that they make. If you can get 3M, that's the best sandpaper you can get. It's something.
I'll go to
a
AutoZone
sheet
or
of
something.
220, 400, 800, and 1,000, and it was like $8 or $9 for.
Yeah, it's something in the
that
car
set.
business, in the car body business. If they paint like pinstripes on a car, and then they're going to clear coat over it, you don't want to see that little line in there. So what they'll do is they'll sand those edges down, like I said, with really fine paper. Then they'll clear it so that the whole thing looks like it's all one smooth thing. And that can work too. Like, I'll just show you an example. I showed you guys this last week, and you probably won't be able to see it very well on this video thing here, but okay, like with your decals, okay, if you were to see this car like in person, you can't see any edges on any of these decals. They look like they're painted on. And the way I did that is that you put your decals down and then you clear coat it, right? Let the clear dry a good day or two or whatever, and then you come back and wet sand, because you're going to see, we got Armando coming in, you're going to see a little edge, you know, like where the decal was, you know, where it blends into the paint. So you put a little coat of clear on there, and then you come back and you wet sand that down, and then clear it again. And like I said, this camera won't show it, but if you were to see this car in person, you can't see any edges or any lines at all where any of these decals are on this thing. I mean, it's like they're embedded into the paint, and that can work on your starships or, you know, any models that you're doing. You can clear with your Tester's dull coat if you're going with a satin finish, or if you're going with gloss or whatever. You can put a coat down and use that really fine paper, and then you might wind up clearing it, you know, 2 or 3 times. And then it'll all be sealed and really nice and smooth.
Cool.
Welcome, Armando.
Just writing some of this stuff.
Hey, Lloyd. How you doing?
Great.
How's everyone doing?
Great.
Hey, Armando. Doing good, thank you.
Oh, we just lost John. Well, Armando, since you just hopped in, introduce yourself, and we'll kick it right over to you, and you can tell us what you're working on your bench tonight, too, while you're at it.
Sure. Well, my name's Armando Della Cabada. I live in South Florida. I have a small channel on YouTube called DLC Model Builders, and right now I'm sort of standby on my refit. I ordered some boards from Ralph, which I'm really looking forward to getting. And he just sent me an invoice for the other one that I want that isn't even on his website, so that's going to be cool. And I'm finishing up my alien face hugger. If you guys like, I can show you that.
Definitely want to see that.
Yeah, I got some modeling clay over at Michael's today, and I plan on doing some work on those gaps that I had on the inside, and hopefully tomorrow I'll get it painted.
Awesome.
Are you guys on show and tell yet, or
Yeah.
not yet?
Take it away. Yep.
Okay, let me go get it.
Yeah, boy, he's putting the whole kit and caboodle in that refit.
Oh, yeah.
All the different boards.
That's Armando.
That's Armando, yeah. He doesn't do anything halfway.
I was going to
There
pull
you
his
go.
leg and say, hey,
That's-
does he want to do the shield up effect too?
That thing creeps me out, Armando. I hate that
I know.
Yeah, pretty impressive
This thing is
size. there.
awesome. It's like one of the
It's like
best
lifelike.
creatures ever created.
thing. Yeah, but it's
Hey,
just
wait till
nasty.
it's painted.
My wife would not let me
Yeah,
have
it's,
that in my room.
It's quite a creepy little thing. There's some gaps here on the sides, on the inside that I plan on doing some work on with that modeling clay. I got some air dry modeling clay over at Michael's today. It looks pretty cool. Let me show you guys. This stuff supposedly once you open it and you let it dry, you let it out to the air in about 24 hours it hardens. They have several different varieties, so I'll be doing that and sculpting it so it looks like the surrounding parts. Hopefully, if I get it to look fairly natural, the next step will be primering it. And I did some experimenting with the primer yesterday. Here's a piece of the flash. This primer is the Tamiya, and this is actually Transtar, Boyd, and it doesn't seem to do anything to the vinyl.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it works perfect. So
That's good.
I think I'm going to use the Transtar because I'm just more used to using it than the Tamiya. I like the way it lays down better, so I'll be doing that. And the other thing that I'm going to be starting soon, as soon as I'm finished with this face hugger and while I'm doing the refit, is this baby over here. Let me show you guys.
Me and Amondo's going to build together.
Yeah.
Buddy Bill.
Dave and I are going to do
Mini group
a
build?
build together on this thing.
Cool.
Yeah. A mini group build.
How many people have that model?
You know, you know what you
Maybe
guys
you
ought to
have the
do
neon
over on the forum is you ought to check around and see if there's any more guys on there that might want to start that at the same time, because I know a lot of people got that kit. That'd be a good little deal to do for maybe right after we finish up the spring build, because we only got 2 weeks to go on that. That'd be cool.
Yeah, like a little mini specific model build.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, me and Amondo was talking last night, so we kind of decided we'd build it together, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, I got one. Go with my Viper.
Uh-oh.
Pick a build or something?
Yeah.
Somebody do a bold one.
Well, here, since we're on an alien kick.
Oh, cool.
Very nice.
I'm just going to start to worry when something comes out of the stomach.
Yeah. Armando, what you should do is you should get like a mannequin that has just the head and shoulders and have them attached. That'd be a really cool display.
Just attached.
And then have a model coming out of his stomach.
You know,
I think you walk
You
around
guys
Halloween
saw it,
with
you
it.
guys-
You make it a Halloween mask.
Yeah. You know,
You guys saw it. Giger
That
died,
looked kind
right?
of cool, huh?
who was that had that idea?
You saw
too?
H.R. Giger died, right?
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, on the 12th.
Put it on
Pretty
top of a
sturdy,
radio
actually.
control car.
Who had that idea, Armando, that they told you about having the jar and having him inside that jar, like the, like they had it in the movie?
Oh, yeah, it was someone in my thread. I forget his handle, but it was a great idea. And that would have been the perfect way to display it if this thing weren't rigid. If I could bend the tail and put it inside a jar.
Somehow what you do is to really
Is it
put it over the
resin?
top, is have it in the jar there, and then when the curious people get up there and look at it, you have something where all of a sudden it jiggles, and just watch them jump right out of their socks.
That's right.
Motion
Sort of
sensor.
move around.
Yeah, a little motion sensor.
Well, I saw that on your thread. I guess a jar kind of like the pod that it came out of, right?
Yeah, well, they had them in those specimen
Was that
jars,
the picture I saw?
Yeah, that would be pretty
Right.
creepy.
Well, I could set it up so it looks like it's jumping out of the jar. I mean, I suppose that's possible.
Yeah, you could do that.
So it's like this, jumping
Actually, I know
out.
where you can probably go and get a jar.
And what you do is you fill
If
that
you
jar.
go to
yeah,
Walmart has them.
Yeah. You fill that jar with some of that, so you don't have to have some kind of nasty stuff in there. Fill it with some of that clear acrylic. Make it look like it's some kind of liquid. Tint it like a little bit yellow or whatever color that fluid they were in, and you could really go crazy with that. That'd be pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Look at his gears are turning.
You mean like the clear coat?
Well, no,
the
you can
clear
buy
coat
acrylic.
thing?
You can buy acrylic, Armando, that like it will turn completely hard. You put it in that jar and fill it up. It'll look just like that liquid that they had in there. Put a little bit of tint it with something, because you don't want it to be totally clear. You can't see it. I think that fluid was kind of like a little bit yellow or green colored or whatever it was. Put that in there, and it will hold the tail. If you dip the tail of the thing in there, it will hold it in there, and you could set it. When it sets up, it'll be exactly where you want it to be and all that. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And if that's a resin kit, just take a little heat to bend the tail up.
No, it's not resin, it's vinyl.
Yeah.
It's hollow.
Oh, vinyl. That should be solid vinyl.
It'll soften up, but I can only bend it so far. It's not gonna do too well if I really heat it up. It'll lose its texture. It'll start bending.
You could make a new tail for that thing out of any shape you wanted out of that clay, Armando. It'd take a little bit of clay, but you could make a completely different tail for that if you wanted to. Like one that was coiled up or whatever.
I'm not that good of a sculptor, though.
Yeah, because if you get the mannequin here, you're going to want the tail wrapped around the neck, too.
Yeah.
There you go.
You underestimate yourself, too, Armando. You could sculpt that. You'd be surprised. I bet you start working with it, you'd knock it out.
I still think you should sit there and hang it upside down from your front door ceiling there, and then call delivery guys and let it swing down as they come up to deliver.
Oh, man.
There you go. You don't want to do that.
If they stay, guess what? They get a tip.
Delivery to your house.
Your pizza will be stuck to the ceiling.
You never
when
get
he
enough
throws it in the
delivery
air.
to your house. Or worse.
You don't know what'll be in your
Or worse,
pizza the next
Armando, I
time you
used
order.
to deliver pizza.
Yeah, exactly. Paybacks are a bitch.
Which alien was that you did, Boyd?
The
That one you were
showed
just showing. Which one is that?
That's the
Yeah.
That's just the old what is it? The MPC. Armando built the same one. It's the that new one.
Oh,
they
that's the
got
one that's out now. Yeah, I got that
the one
now.
They repopped.
Yeah, that's a xenomorph. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was blacker than that, though.
Well,
When I
Oh,
saw
it
it before.
depends.
yeah, I got about
Okay.
5 different colors of metallic on this thing, and I used if you can see it, I made the drool. The light's kind of glaring, but you can see the drool. I made that with hot glue. Actually, no, I used clear silicone for that. I just let it drip down, and then it dried and stayed that way. So I think Armando used hot glue on his or something different, but it works a couple different ways.
Yeah.
It's a cool little kit. I just didn't really care for the pose. He
I
kinda
have
looks like
that
a
kit.
mummy coming at you. I'd rather have him kind of more crouched and doing something like that. But anyway,
What'd you do with the clear part of the head? Did you leave it clear, or did
no,
you?
it's smoked. It's like you can see through it, but I used some of that Tamiya smoke that they have.
That's okay.
And so if you look at it on his head, you can sort of see that the lights are glaring bad in here, but you see that they have like a human skull underneath of that. Like it's painted white, and then you can see the black eye sockets or whatever. And so when you have the lid thing on it, you can sort of see that in there, but not like super clear. You know, like you can kind of notice it. And that's how they were on the movie. But yeah, my wife, I'm kind of lucky that she even lets me have that in here. She doesn't like it very much. Every time she walks in here, she's just like, "Oh, that thing creeps me out." Yeah.
You'd really be creeped out with this.
Show her that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way she'd put up with that at all. No. And I'm the kind of guy.
Have you shown your wife,
I'm
Armando?
the kind of guy that will put it on the side of her bed when she comes in there. Yeah.
Oh boy, you got to be evil. We got to wait till she's asleep and then put it on her face.
Oh man.
She wakes up with
no.
Nobody puts it on the couch for a month.
That's pushing it.
Yeah. He wouldn't even get to go to the garage. He'd be outside.
The tree house. You got a tree house.
Yeah.
I think I also got this today. I scored it on eBay.
Oh, can't tell what it is.
It's the Halcyon.
It's the Queen.
Halcyon Alien Queen kit.
Yeah, the Queen.
Wow.
It's a 112. I scored it for $50 at eBay. That's a pretty good price for it.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it because I thought it was going to go up to $100.
Anybody? That's a
And
nice kit.
since I didn't know when the repop's coming from these folks over at what is it, Polar Lights or
I think it's round 2.
whoever's repopping it, I decided to go ahead and go for it.
Yeah, round 2 is redoing it. Yeah. You know what I like?
Yeah.
I like that tank that just came out. It's coming out.
The Hunter Killer tank, yeah.
The what?
The Hunter Killer tank
Oh,
from Terminator.
yeah.
I like that one better than the aerial one.
Yeah.
I always thought the tank on the ground thing was really cool. Yeah. Be cool to have them both. Build a
Yeah, it's a
diorama.
Pegasus
Armando.
kit.
You got to do a diorama, Armando, with the tank on the
Armando.
ground and the Hunter Killer on the top, flying around.
Armando.
Welcome, Chris.
I
Armando.
might do that.
Hey, Chris.
Armando.
Hey, Chris.
You know how you've got the face bit one? What you need to do is create the one that comes out the stomach, and then you can lie on the bed with the thing on. The thing. That'd be good for you, boy.
The chest burster. Yeah, I got that one too. So I just haven't assembled it yet. I got to make it nice and bloody though.
Has anybody heard any updates about when they're going to release that Alien Queen kit? An update on that at all? Because, boy, that's one that I really want.
I just saw it was still pre-order.
I really wanted to, but I didn't want to wait.
Yeah. I love the pose that they have in that one. It looks just like it did in the movie. Well, we just had somebody join us, everybody. That's Chris Whitford. How you doing tonight, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Same old, same old. How are y'all doing?
Doing great. Hey, Chris, we already went into our show and tell, so if you've got something on your bench there, take it away. Show us what you're working on.
How about I skip tonight? I really don't have anything on show and tell, so.
All right.
I just had the weekend at the show, and I just not much showing. So.
Well, give us a little report. How did the
How
show
you feeling?
go? It was a good show. Unfortunately, Ralph, I only sold one board for you.
It's a tough crowd, isn't
other
it?
than that,
Tough crowds.
It's a tough crowd.
small sci-fi shit turnout. It was only one. As far as miscellaneous, it had several sci-fi entries, sci-fi or horror entries. About 400 models total. And as soon as I get the video edited and up, y'all will see every model that I recorded there. Some things of particular interest. Someone had done an Ecto 1 from the beginning of Ghostbusters 2.
Oh,
What happened?
we lost them.
I don't know.
Bob is having a connection issue.
Yeah.
I locked up and had to go out and come back.
Yeah,
I've lost you, Boyd.
yeah, Jamie, you've gone and switched
Yeah,
to
lost Chris.
HD. Go back and change your resolution back to low res there, Jamie. Otherwise, it's going to start kicking people
Bear
off.
with me. Yeah, hang on, bear with me. Sorry. It's jumped for some. There's that.
There you go. Oh, getting Chris back in here.
There you go.
There
Sorry,
we go.
guys.
Sorry. Get me out.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chris.
It's all right. We're all good. We got everything back. Bob's back and Chris is back.
I've lost you, Boyd.
No, you just got his camera
Yeah,
off.
I'm digging around for some stuff here to show you guys in a second, so I got my camera off for a second. But go ahead. Who did we leave off with for show and tell then? Let's see. Mike.
Chris was talking about. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Go
Chris.
ahead, Mike.
All right.
Just
Mike,
go ahead, Mike. It's
what have
fine.
you got on your bench?
The X-Wing fighter I painted in, did a little metalizer on it. Was that burnt metal, buffed metalizer?
That looks
And
good.
I did a little enamel pen wash on there.
Very nice.
I didn't do so well on the fuselage, and I do like the advice you give Baba on the sanding, because I didn't like the way it turned out. So I took and sanded that off, and I repainted it white, and I ended up rescribing all the panels again. I really do like Aztec Dummies masking, and I thought that worked fantastic. But if you could see the sides where I'm going to remask it again, how even. And,
That looks good. I'm glad that worked good for you, Mike.
yeah, I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
that
doing
is
that. And it was real simple to use. They went on nice. I just made sure I acrylic floor wax the clear before I put the masking on. That way it came up with no problem, no residue or nothing.
That's
I was
great.
really surprised how that. I kind of did a crazy boo-boo, and I kind of went nuts with the acrylic floor wax, and I put it on this fuselage. Could that be sanded off? Would that be the proper thing to do, or should I just take and use like the window cleaner with ammonia and wipe that off the first before that?
What was the exact problem there that happened, Mike?
Well, I went to go to do the panel wash. What happened was I didn't let the pen wash dry completely. and I got a little over anxious, and I started to take, what you do is, of course, supposed to take the Q-tip with enamel, and you're supposed to wipe off the excess, and what it does is leave it in the panels until they're darkened in. Well, I didn't leave it dry completely enough. I got in a real big hurry, and I went over it, and it smeared it. You see it on the post, it looks really smeared, and I wasn't real thrilled about it, so I thought, what can I do to make it better besides proceed forward? I thought, well, I can always wet sand it, repaint it again. So that's what I started to do. I rescribed the lines in her. But you think I should use like ammonia window can to wipe off the floor wax off this before I sand?
Well, some of these guys that have had experience working with that method might be able to help you out.
Mike, why don't you just leave it like it's oil streaks? Because those X-Wings are heavily dirty. And
yeah,
that's
right,
what
it does. Sorry, Chris.
Go ahead.
Mike, can I have a closer look
Just
at
mask
that?
off that little area and hit it with a little coat of Hull color again. Give it a light sand on the future to give it some tooth, and just hit it with a little coat of the Hull color. That would be the easiest, probably the easiest thing to do. Just the dusting would cover it.
That's what I was thinking. It might be
I
best
also want to
just to smooth it back out a little bit, Mike, and repaint that area with your base color. And then, are there some different colored panels that need to go there, Mike?
No, yes and no. The nose of it is there's a yellow panel that goes down the front of an X-Wing fighter, but it's usually all chipped up. That's another method I'm looking on trying to figure out how to do. I heard you mention last week about put the acetone on the masking will pull up some of the paint to give it a chipped appeal.
Well, some of these guys may have messed with that method with painting. What they're using, Mike, is they're using hairspray. They're putting hairspray over underneath of the paint, and then painting over top of hairspray, and then they just take a little pick of some kind, whether it's a toothpick or whatever, and they just pick away at it, and the paint will flake off and make it look just like chips. But what I was referring to last week was actual decals. You can, if you had decals for the markings, like on the X-Wing that I did, I got those decals from the J-Bot from Chris, and I wanted them to look chipped up, and I found it on a YouTube video or something where somebody showed where you could put acetone on those decals, and then they blister. They'll actually start to blister, and then you wait till they're dry, and then you just wipe over them, and the blisters that popped up, the decal material will flake off of there and leave little, like looks like chips all over it. So then I just put the decal on after that, and it worked. But the method that a lot of those armor guys and stuff do on the tanks and stuff like that, where they want the chip paint and all that, I've seen where they do it with the hairspray. Can somebody here talk about that a little bit more that maybe has tried that?
I've not tried hairspray.
Not tried
I've
that
seen
one yet.
Steve Neal go actually with an X-Wing. So that's up on his YouTube channel.
I've done it with contact cement, the rubber cement, but I've never done it with the hairspray. It seems like it works the same way. But yeah, I would just mask off that one panel or whatever and hit it with another coat of paint. If it doesn't match, that's all right, because your bit panels would be a replacement panel. X-Wings are dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty.
Yeah, they are.
Think Star Wars, think Old West. Think dirty, dirty, dirty.
See, I scratched out, I went on the bottom of the fuse here. I went and rescribed the line, which means I took out all the panel. And when I repaired this, like, 4 coats of it already, and I'm going to repanel line this and try it again. But like you said, it would be better if I would have smeared,
Maybe just a real light sand coat, just give it some tooth and just hit it with a quick spritz of the paint and be done.
Yeah. Yep, it's sometimes easier just to repaint than it is trying to go in there and use any kind of anything to clean it because you could wind up making it worse. You could start smearing it around even more. Like Bob's saying, just if it got a little rough or something, just sand it to get it smooth again. And just did you paint with an airbrush, Mike, or did you paint with a can?
Airbrush. This is Tester's enamel flat white.
Mm-hmm. So you should be able to just take your airbrush then and just, like he's saying, just a little bit of paint and cover that back up and just do it over.
Yeah, that's what
A
happened.
little square mask around that area and just hit just that spot.
Yeah.
That's what I did here. I just been wet sanding it and scribing out the panel lines again, and I've got to do it. I'm going to do it to this one again because it just looks horrible. I mean, the paint peeled up on it when I tried to take off the excess panel lining, and
that's fine. So remember, they're dirty. They're beat up chips.
There you go. That's right.
Dirty.
Oh yeah, the grungier the better, man.
Not so bad if that was supposed to be
The only people in the Star Wars universe that clean ships were the Nubians.
Right.
Did
The
you guys
Nubians
know
were the
that
only clean ships.
Did you guys know that H.R. Giger passed away the other day?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
12.
That was a bummer.
Yeah.
He showed all those alien stuff, and it hit me about that.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, well let's take it over to the model dude now, since he's got something on his bench there he's working on. What are you working on tonight, Les?
Well, actually, I'm working on my base here now. Unfortunately, my camera's not high enough up to actually get the whole base inside here. What I did, I had a bunch of material laying around that I was going to use to actually do a small N-scale model railroad. I have a few, actually, Jamie will probably be familiar with them, the old Class 50 diesels. I have some 1/148 scale British trains that I'm going to make a train diorama with. So I was like, well, hey, I'll just use that stuff for my model diorama, then I'll just replace it. So I had some pine, and I went ahead and created this box here that's 18 inches across, and then it's going to be 14 inches deep. And so what I did then was I took some MDF. I've got a piece that will actually cover the whole bottom. And what I'll do, you'll notice that I have like 1.5 inch. Here, let me move this out of the way so you can see them here. I have some 1.5 inch square pieces that I put in all four corners for extra support. And what I'll do is I'll screw this MDF down here on the bottom through there. And then to hide the screws, obviously, on the bottom, what I'll do is I've got some self-adhesive felt pads just to put them on the bottom so when they're sitting on a shelf or whatnot, those pads are there just kind of like little extra protection for stuff there. On the top pieces, what I've been kind of working on tonight, I've got another piece of MDF that's actually cut to, instead of all 14 inches of the depth, only 12. And that's going to leave me a small gap here where I'll end up placing switches so I can, as my flying saucers are set up here, I can put all my electronics inside this box, and I'll have switches where I can actually turn on and off each of the different boards that I've got inside here. And then what I've taken, I'm sure everybody's pretty familiar with like the pink insulation foam. Model railroad people use this a lot for creating landscapes. So what I'm going to be doing is creating like a multi-layered landscape here, and then I'll end up covering it with this stuff here. They call it plaster cloth, and all it is pretty much like the same material you use for like a glorified gauze, and it's got plaster inside it. So all you do is dip this in water, and you'll set it down and kind of smear your finger across it, and it'll pretty much just create a solid plaster layer, and you can kind of contour it and create surface with that. Then obviously when the surface is done, I'll be able to go back through and paint it and put different types of materials on there, like for plants and dirt, etc., to make it look alive, and put some trees and stuff inside there to help complete out the diorama. So that's kind of what I'm working on tonight, is working with this pink foam, getting ready to glue it together so I can get ready for the plaster cloth.
Very cool.
Yeah, that stuff you're using there, it's what we call plaster of Paris. The doctors use it for mending bones.
Yeah,
they
for
do
like a
it
cast,
like somebody basically straighten it and they put it round, and it seals like a cast.
Yep, so I'll be using that stuff, and it looks like it works pretty great. I haven't used this particular material before, but I have used the plaster before on dioramas and train stuff. So it should hopefully work out pretty good.
That's a great plan, Les. Looking forward to seeing how you put all that together, and I'm sure you'll detail a lot of that in your build thread at over on the forums too. So
Unfortunately, I don't know. With me kind of pushing the envelope with time-wise here, my thread's not going to be nearly as detailed as I wanted it to be. I have a feeling that I'm going to compress everything in these next 2 weeks into like one or two updates. So they might not be quite as detailed as my first couple were, but I'll still try to get all the information in there to at least some stuff to be able to help people out in case they want to do it, or most importantly, if I've got any mistakes that I run into along the way, pass those along so nobody goes through those.
Yeah, I'd like to find out more information about like that, and how you build that substructure and everything, and make your own landscaping and all that. That's pretty cool.
Now, the other thing that I've got going, my 2 completed saucers I got upstairs drying, but this one I shot this afternoon. This will kind of give you an idea of the base colors that I'm going to be using for the saucer there. I don't know how well this will come into focus, but I'm hoping you can see on there some dots. What I did, those are actually decals, and they're rivets. So what I had to do was go out and actually cut those out and place those just to give a little bit extra texture to these saucers on the top. And then also, too, if you notice where the deep lines are on the very edge, I'm going to see if I can get this close enough. I went ahead and, boy, it's not going to focus, is it? I went ahead and also did some scribing with some scribes. So you see those darker, thicker lines on both ends of the top and bottom. I did some scribing as well just to add some more detail to the surface. But the paint job came out okay. I was originally going to use Alclad, but I decided to go with the Tamiya just because I had a little bit left in the can, and I figured I'll just use up that stuff on this project, and I'll go with my Alclad on other stuff. But I've got a little bit of trash inside the paint here, but a little bit of sanding and one more coat, and hopefully I should be good to go with that, and I'll be able to put this third guy together. But things are coming along smoothly. I'll be down to painting aliens, and then, like I said, finishing up this diorama base, and hopefully I'll be in on the deadline.
That's looking good. I really like the extra detail you added on that. Looks great. I can see it really clearly there.
Yeah, like I said, there's some trash inside it there, but the color, it's pretty shiny. And once I put, like I said, another coat on there after I get some of this trash, because there was some stuff, I sprayed it outside today, and I got some trash in there. But hopefully I can get, like you said, use some real fine, great stuff, like maybe some 1,000 or 1,500, then spray it one more time, and that should take care of it, I hope.
Excellent. Thanks for the update, Les. It's really looking good.
Yeah, no problem.
And let's see, Tag. Last time we talked to you last week, you were working on your Mobius classic Battlestar Galactica Viper. How's that one coming along?
It's coming along good. I posted on the website, but I've finally got all my lights in my cockpit.
Wow, that looks great.
Let's see if I can let me get a
That's
board
really
here.
good.
Maybe it'll help focus on that board.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Oh, cool.
I can see all the little
there's a few,
screens and everything in there.
Yeah. Not focusing very well, is it?
No, but you can see it.
I can see it.
There's a few light leaks. Like I said, once I get it all done, I'll take some better pictures with a better camera. Let me get my, so I did a bunch of wiring and soldering. Let me hook up my engines. So I got those all soldered together. Give me a second here. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Nice
good.
photo etch detail in there. Got the...
No, that's all custom.
Oh,
Ooh,
Yeah, that's all
nice.
custom. I did that myself.
that looks great. You got some
Yeah.
LEDs in there, Tag?
Yeah, they came out of those little tea candles, those little battery operated tea candles.
Yeah,
That looks fantastic, man.
it does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really good.
Yeah, it came out better than I thought it was going to. And then I also remembered last week I said I was going to try to light up the helmet, which I did. I tried to light it up. That's the top part. Let's see if I can get in there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's a flat LED that I shaved down and I drilled the helmet out and everything. And it looks okay, but it's really not in scale. It's a little too chunky. So today I was moving on to plan B, which I had another Viper. So I drilled that head out and I got a different head to go in there. The helmet's all drilled out. So I had one of these things that I got some time ago. It's one of those little light thingies.
Yeah.
Where you can see on the tips there, where you can see the light a little more brighter.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's kind of etched or some sort of solvent. I was thinking maybe that purple stuff like Chris was talking about a few weeks ago. It clouds up any of your clear plastic. So I'm going to try to do that to use for the bands to go around there. Have one at the top, one at the bottom, and then connect it to an LED and seal it to see if I can get the light to work that way on the helmet.
That would be cool.
And hopefully I can get that to work, because I like the way the cockpit looks so much that I really, really want to try to see if I can get the helmet to work.
Nice.
And other than that, everything else is, I've got a coat of paint on it, and I've got some surface primer and some cracks that I'm waiting on. That stuff I usually give it at least a day to dry before I try to sand it.
What's the plan for
It's
that
getting
one?
close, and
Tag, as far as
Say
how you're
again?
going to, what's the plan on that one as far as how you're going to mount it? Are you going to put it on a little rod on a base, or what are you going to do with it?
yeah, I got it should be here tomorrow, or what's tomorrow, Tuesday or Wednesday. I got a round 2 base. One of their, what is it, their 8-inch ones or 9-inch ones?
Right.
Whatever their larger base is. Yeah, that comes with the rod and everything. So I'm going to use that to mount it.
Very cool. All right. Well, thanks
Yeah,
for sharing
hopefully
that one. That's looking really
Yeah,
good.
and I should have paint and everything for next week. Although you guys may not be here next week since it's Memorial Day.
I hadn't thought about that. I guess we'll see how it goes later in the week. Yeah, we'll probably have to skip that or maybe move it to Tuesday instead. I might do that. So.
Right.
But, okay, and last time, Jamie, you showed us your TOS Enterprise that you finished up. What are you working on next?
Yeah, I'm going to give the Rebel JJ Enterprise a go. I've already started some work on it. I've pre-primed and got one of the saucers ready, and the inside has had its coat of black for lighting, and I've done the primer on it so far. So that's that bit. I've also done the first coat on the upper saucer bit, and this is just waiting to have a second coat. As you can see, I've still got some of the black showing, but another coat of the primer on that first will finish that off. I also was working on, I've got a slight little problem with this. I've been working on the where the red nacelle bit comes out.
Impulse engine?
The impulse engine. Now I took out the plastic and I used the paragraphics. Yeah, that's the one. But the problem I've got, I'm not quite sure, because I'm not used to working with a photo edge, is, as you can see, I've coated this a black, but every time I attempt to cover this, and then want to spray this white. So I just get the look of this being black. So when the red lights come through it, the LEDs, it'll give it that really dark look. Every time I pull off the masking tape, it's pulling some of the black off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there a way of stopping the paint on this from coming off?
Well,
or is it just that you've got to be really careful?
Yeah. Well, there's two things. You can go. I found that. Is Tamiya? Are the Tamiya spray paints available in the UK, Jamie?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Tamiya makes an actual primer specifically for photo etch parts.
Right. I haven't seen that.
Okay. Are you able to find any kind of adhesion promoter there that you're using?
Yeah, I have tried an adhesion promoter. I'll show you what I've tried. Hang on, bear with me a second. Right. What I've tried first is I've tried this. This is what we have in this country.
Okay, so that's for plastic. Yeah, it may not work so well.
Yeah,
for
it's an
metal.
adhesive.
No. As someone mentioned a minute ago, a little scuff with some steel wool to create a little bit of a surface on that will help to get it to stick on there. But I would think that if they carry the Tamiya in your local hobby place or wherever you're getting your Tamiya from, even though they don't have it in stock, they may be able to order it for you. That's the best solution to get absolute perfect.
Is it Tamiya primer for metal? Is it?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
But the surface primer we use is this one. This is what I use for a surface primer.
Right.
They make one for metal though.
Yeah, for metal and brass parts.
I'll have to look at that. I've not seen that, but thanks for the upgrade. I'll have to have a look at that.
And the other thing is too, you need to clean that real good too. Have you tried cleaning it with anything?
Yeah, I tried going over with it some metal cloth to give it a good shine up polish first, and then dusted it down, and then I put some of this on it. Let that dry for like a day or two. And
I know on Paul's side he mentions using vinegar because it's like an acid, because it gets like an oil on there just like the models. And a lot of times what I do is just use lacquer thinner, and it just kind of rub it with a little bit of it, and it'll take that oil off there. And then you can roughen it up like Boyd said. A lot of times that'll help.
Yeah, I'll give that a try, and hopefully next time this will be like totally not coming off. The other thing I've been doing, I'm sorry for jumping here a bit, lads, but it's something for Ralph. I remember I sent you an email, Ralph, about the lighting system that I was going to do, and I'm a complete novice. I mean, you guys have all done lighting. My forte is the preparation and the painting of models, yeah? That's where my skills lay. But the electronic side of things, and before I want to go with you, I had a look in this country for somebody who did it, and I was talking to Bob earlier about it, and I found this. It's just an opinion that you might give me on it. This is a kit I got, because I don't think I'd be able to. This kit is quite good actually. I don't know if it's getting good, but it's just an opinion whether it's a first time go. It cost me £28, which would work about $35 in your country, yes. And it's
something
this.
like that.
You see this? Okay. And what this guy sent me was where to drill the holes.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got all the pinpoints of the holes, which I'm doing at the moment. And then you've got the holes for the where the engines go. And then he sent this. See this, Ralph?
Yeah, I see it.
So what I was thinking is, because instead of what I want to do first, if I mess this up because I've never done it, then at least I've not lost a lot of money. So it's before I come to you with some of the boards that you do, which I really want to put in my models, I thought I'd get this kit. And what he sends is, you've got your resistors and servers,
LEDs, right?
And then you've got then you've got all the strips in here, all in slightly different bags, and then you have some more resistors and things you put on the saucer itself.
Okay.
And then you've got a board and the wires. And then finally, you've got the cabling. So my idea is to give that a go first and practice with the soldering. And if I mess it up, then I've not lost a lot of money. But eventually, when I get the hang of this and I can get this one lit up, then I will come to you for some of your boards, because I really do like your boards. So I just thought, you guys last time said to me, go out there and get practicing. Well, I've got something to practice with now.
There you go.
So I thought I'd share that with you.
Is that by any chance, Jamie, is that by any chance from Bernie Petrell?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
No, he's
he's,
an electronics guy over there in England. Yeah,
right.
I didn't know that it's called the guy called Gary Hughes.
I've heard of him too. Yeah.
He's the guy that supplied this kit for me.
Okay.
So that's what I'm up to at the moment. So
excellent.
I just hope that I've got to get stuck in there with electronics, because I really do want to do the lighting on it. And like you said, boy, there's nothing else you can do but just get stuck in, get your iron out, and
right.
Make your mistakes.
You can lay that circuit out on your workbench and assemble it, and then install it into the model. Build a little section of it. Hook up to the board.
Yeah.
Just tape everything down on your work mat, all your wiring and everything, and hook up your LEDs and connect a couple of them to your board. Maybe, like I'm sure Ralph advises a lot of his people that he works with, do one little section at a time. Just see if you can get one little section of a time working, and then move on to the next and the next and the next. So you're not putting the whole entire thing together and then none of it works, and you go, oh gee, where do I start? You know what I mean? Get each little subsection working and then move on to the next one.
So do a little bit of the saucer and then test that, and then do a bit more of it and then test that.
Right.
And then just build the way up through there.
Start with the circuit that has the flashing lights, for the saucer, like the navigation lights, if you want to call them that, and see if you can get those working, and then move to the next thing.
Right, I'll try that, boys. Thanks for the up.
And let's talk to Ralph real quick now and see what Ralph's got cooking at Tenant Controls. I know he's a busy fella.
Yeah, too busy. I know Eric's over there shaking his head. Eric, actually, did you get my email about I had an idea for those engines, if we can use those bicolor LEDs.
Yes, but I was reading that. I'm sorry, I was having a problem with my Google email and everything like that. Some of you might even got a friend request from my kid badge 1701E. That's also me, so feel free to accept that too. What it was, I think it was just white and blue, more of a white steady light and a flickering blue. So I was going to try to put get a flickering blue with a steady bright white.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, you can go that way. I was thinking if I provide the LED effect, I was thinking we have the bicolors I have is amber and red, amber and blue, and white and red. But you want white and blue, huh?
Yeah, it's a solid bright white with a light flickering blue in the engine.
Okay, I'll take a look and see if I can get
So
those.
you might think, yeah. I mean, I have a bright LED and a flickering blue I got, so I was going to do that and try that out, see how that works. But yeah, if you look at the engine, it's really bright, but every once in a while you see a flickering blue in there. So it's sort of like the blue is a lot weaker than a Colonial Viper from the old Battlestar series. You can see the blue in there really good in the old Viper, but it's like a faint flickering blue Starfighter.
Yeah, what I was thinking, Eric, is on the white I could have it a little glow effect. We could make it speed it up, and then the blue we could have it do almost like a flash, like it's trying to get that bursting effect with the engine, you know.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. Somebody saying it.
I was saying that with the solid white, I was thinking of pulsating that a little bit to some degree. We can play with whether it's a lot or a little, subtle, and then have the blue because it's a bicolor. So it's a three-legged device, so we can control them simultaneously with two outputs. And the blue, we can make it like almost flash like a machine gun, so it's like a machine gun, so blast is coming on. Blast is coming on. Oh, that was an echo.
Yeah, I think that would work good too. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that would work good too, Rob.
So I was thinking about that. It's a timing thing. It's all a playing with it to see which effect would work best.
Yeah, I think that would work good too.
And the sound was good on that. We're good with the mimicking of the light and the sound. So yeah, we can that. So now it's just a matter of getting the engines. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's going to work good.
Yeah. What Eric is working on is in the Buck Rogers Starfighter, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's one of many, but that's not one of my favorites.
Can't wait to see that.
And then we got to get back. We got to get back on the robot. He's been started, but you know, poor little guy. He's just sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting.
Well, Ralph, I was going to tell you today that what we talked about the other day, I emailed that guy about those files on that, and I'm waiting to hear back on that. So hopefully we can get a hold of that.
Okay. Yeah, we can definitely take a look at that, see which one's better.
Yeah, on that Starfighter, I'm looking into trying to drill out the vents for the engines. We got a couple of different places for vents. I'm looking at drilling that out. So get more of a 3D effect with that instead of just this one piece of plastic right there with a frame molding around the end of the vent. So
right.
It's going to take some doing. Or I can just go ahead and send the kitchen board and say, hey, board, build this.
There you go.
Nah, we want to see you build that one, Eric.
Hey, Boyd, while we're talking about different things, I was talking to Jerry about that, because you might remember I was talking about that Forbidden Planet, 1/144th scale C-57.
Right.
He was getting some prices. I guess that's a very economical kit, and just a kit alone. And then I guess they're coming out with the lighting kit for the engine section. And you know, he's got the pricing, and I don't know if it's like $37. There's no way that we can make a lighting kit to compete with the all-inclusive. So I might have to scrap that.
Yeah.
I don't want to put too much time into it.
Yeah, well, they have a kit. They have a standard kit and they have a deluxe kit that's already out. That allows you to light that and have a little motor in there. And I think what they use is the same motor that comes with the round 2 lighting kit for the TOS Enterprise, that cheap little one with the plastic gears on it. So they were probably able to get that price down pretty low. And I can't remember, I think at Cult TV Man the kit's around $48 or something like that.
Oh,
something like that, yeah.
But Jerry can get
there's
to
a
that
lot of
wholesale,
places.
so he can.
There's a lot of places not even selling that standard kit anymore.
Yeah.
Because the price difference is so little.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, you may offer the motor as a replacement since you got the substitute, because I'm telling you right now that motor is awfully noisy in the kit too.
It might be.
So what do they have? Like they just have the motor and then they got a fan and then there's some LEDs in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the
It's
motor
really
is
basic.
I've actually
It's really basic.
seen one of those motors because I've got one. Ralph, bear with me.
Nope. He's got one, huh?
Hey, Boyd.
Yeah.
Wanted to show you. I finally got a hold of the hemostats I promised I'd donate for the contest.
Yeah,
So,
excellent. I appreciate that, Armando.
I'll be getting the information from you.
I'll add that onto the list. I'll add you to our list on our page there. And just hang on to them, and when we give them out, I'll give you the address where you'll send them. We won't. It's no point in sending them to me, and then I have to send them on to somebody else. That's just more cost in shipping. So we're just having the people that
I like
donate.
those little tiny cutters.
Yeah, that's going to be some
Well,
good
they're
stuff.
all three. They're hemostats, all of them.
Yeah.
This is a 4-inch, 5.5, and a 6.5. Three different sizes, so that you can do a lot of fine work with them.
Oh yeah, that's great.
As
Appreciate
you
that,
well
Armando.
know.
Yep, we're gonna have some really nice stuff to give out at the end of the contest here for tools and model kits and all kinds of stuff. So, there's the motors.
So Jamie, that's it.
Ralph,
that's all you get.
These are the motors you get with the round 2 kit.
Yeah.
What happened was, one of the motors wasn't working when I got the kit. So round 2 sent me 2 new motors.
Nice.
Oh, I mean,
It's no surprise. It's a crapshoot with those motors. They're basically,
yeah. I mean,
great.
I mean, if you want to have a look at these, I can always send them to you. They're
No,
not to me anymore.
That's quite all right. I don't need them.
Well,
but they are very, very noisy.
So is that for the C-57 then?
Yeah, they use the same motor, Dave. I found a website that had a picture of the motor. It's the exact same motor that you get with that kit, which doesn't surprise me. They already had it, so why wouldn't they use it? But I was going to say, Jamie, you might want to hold on to those. You know, if you build the Jupiter 2 like the one that I built, those are the motors that I use to motorize the little radar screens that I got spinning in there. They work perfect for that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I might keep them then.
There's no load on them. I mean, I trust them to run because I'm turning them really slow, and all I did was glue that disc onto the tip and centered it, and so there's nothing heavy on them or anything like that, and they've been running fine. I run the heck out of this thing here, so they're good for stuff like that, but I wouldn't use them in the ship. Not when you're going to have that heavy thing on the end.
No.
'Cause that's what goes out on them is the gear.
No, I mean,
yeah.
When I put these on, Boyd, I mean, to be honest with you, if it wasn't for your suggestion for the padding for the nacelle, these are so noisy.
Yeah.
Hell of a noisy.
I got them mounted in my Jupiter.
Hey, Ralph.
They're not very noisy in that one. The only reason why is because I cut an oversized hole and I used hot glue to mount them. So they're like isolated in rubber almost, and they don't transmit that, vibration. You can still hear them a little bit, but they're not nearly as noisy as they are in that. You have that long hollow cylinder that just acts like a megaphone and makes them even louder on the top model. So
right.
I remember when I was testing these, and I thought, God, all I had was these connected to the spinners, and it was like, I can't have this. This is too loud. And that's where I first caught your video on the make, and that's where I got that build, putting the foam inside and making the borehole deeper, and it just dulls it now altogether. And you said it's about a 55% quieter sound from it than the sound.
And I just want to mention too, Ralph does now have his own motorized kit for the TOS. He's got his own motors that he found, and they're steel gears, and they're a lot quieter than the Round 2, and they're a lot nicer. The little lighting kit he provides now, he's got the ability. He gives you a little adjustable voltage controller so that you can control the speed of the motors, so you can either mount that inside the model permanently once you get them set where you want them, or you can mount it so that the adjustable knob is accessible, and you can put a little tool in there and adjust it on the fly. So I'm sure you'll see that on your new website there, Ralph, right?
It's actually even on the old website.
Okay.
Well, actually, never mind. There is no more old website. That's gone. We're just waiting for the new one to come alive.
Excellent. So I got
Well, if y'all don't mind,
Ralph, I'll be definitely coming to you for my next toss one, Ralph.
Thank you.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm going to be following
awesome.
Dr. Alquad's news log there from over on Sci-Fi Model Action. But one little thing that I wanted to do a little different on that, Ralph, is I wanted to talk to you about a board for that thing. I like what Armando did with his ability to change the engine on the back from that bright white to blue. And he used a couple of those sliding rheostats to do that. But I'd like to have a board that would actually do that, where it would take it from that bright blue. And what is it? It starts off white and then goes to blue, or is it the other way around, Armando?
Starts off blue,
the other way
goes to white.
The other way around.
Okay. So a basic board that I could put in there and have it on a magnetic switch, where I could just run the magnet over it and it would do that little effect from one to the other.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
And you're doing it with...
That's very cool.
Well, Armando, you did it with half LED tape and half SMDs. Is that what your setup is on that? I got to talk to you more about that when we get a chance.
Sure.
I'll
explain it all.
The look of it that you had on the back was perfect, where you can't see any sourcey light or anything like that. It looks nice and smooth. And I found something, Armando, that on eBay that I'm going to show you a little bit later, too, that you might be interested in if you ever do another one. And I needed to ask you what kind of photo etch kit there's out there for that thing.
Well, I do plan on doing another one because, as you know, I got two coming in. One I'm going to save. The other one I'll probably build, but this time without the landing gear down. I'll build it with it closed so I could pose it in a flight mode. And I might even use the board if Ralph can come up with something nice for that one, because it would be hanging from the roof and I could just switch it. So I liked it so much, I wouldn't mind building another one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Boys, we could, I don't know if you want to have full control, because we can put it on, that from blue to white. We can have it do it automatically.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Ralph, can I ask you something?
While you're doing that, let me show you all something here.
What do you got?
Have you?
Look at that.
Yeah.
C-57.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
You can see it turning. That's cool. That
And I got the
quiet.
background. So yeah,
That is cool.
with my battery diorama thing there. So
Yeah, with the background. That's great.
That's neat. Yeah.
yeah, I got that from Jerry.
You're making my poor little guy here look pathetic now, Dave. All I've got is a little... all I've got is a light in the bottom line. Mine doesn't spin, dang it. I'm stuck on the ground.
I thought you were buying that resin kit for it.
It hasn't come in yet.
Boyd's got Model Envy now.
Yeah, I bought the little base that they have at Cult TV Man for it that has Forbidden Planet written on it with the little rocks and stuff in the background. I'm going to set it on that
Yeah,
when I get it.
it's not too bad if I can get this off. It's so slick. Just I got the battery in the top.
Yep.
And then
what I do with
the
mine. It fits in
motor,
there perfect, the 9-volt battery.
yeah, the motor just goes down the hole, and then this little chip, that's a voltage regulator that Adam found. And it's tiny.
Yeah.
And I can adjust the speed of the motor, to whatever I want with that voltage regulator there.
That's really sweet. Looks just like the movie.
Really good.
Yeah. But if anybody wanting, just let me know and I can tell them where I forget the name of the place I got it. Adam gave it to me, but where I got the motor and that. But I can give it out if anybody wants it.
That's cool.
Excellent. I want to show you guys the clay. I put it in, and the results are pretty good.
I can't even see it.
You can see right there.
Yeah.
You can't hardly see it. Yeah, I
good.
textured it just like the surrounding area.
Yeah.
And it hides it very well. Great tip on that, Boyd. I really like the effect. I did it on these ridges too, which were seams.
Right.
And I textured it so it looks like part of the creature. So I think this is perfect. This is the way to go to fix these seams when these vinyl kits are ill-fitting on a lot of areas. You can fix it with clay. It works perfect.
Yeah, that was a pretty big gap. That's that filled that in really nice, and that'll dry like in 15, 20 hours. It'll be hard as a rock, and you can prime and paint it, and you'll never even know it's there.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Very cool. And that clay, you won't have to worry about it reacting with that vinyl or anything at all. That stuff is really neutral. So cool.
So that's the way to go.
I have a question for Ralph if he's got a minute. Ralph, do you do a lighting kit for this?
What is that? The war?
That's the
Nautilus.
Nautilus.
It's the Nautilus. No, I don't have one.
Would you be doing a kit for this at any point?
Well, eventually I'll have a lot. We'll say everything, but that could be down the road. There's a lot to catch up on. Plus, these guys, you heard them tonight. They want this and they want that, and I just go along with them.
Ralph opened up that Pandora box, and we jumped right in.
Yeah. Yep.
When I come to do that, then Ralph, when I come to do that, I'll email you.
Okay. Just wait quite a few months, though. We got a lot of things in the pipeline.
Okay. They already have something that does something like you want.
Yeah.
Is any of you guys that built that model at all? Have any of you guys actually built that model?
No, I haven't.
Nobody.
It looks like a nice one. I think Boyd wants to build it. I don't know if he's got one.
There's a couple of people on YouTube that have built that one and lit it.
Yeah, I've seen I was interested when they were announcing that they were going to make it, but then what the design of that thing is kind of just somebody's own design. I was thinking that they were going to do the actual Walt Disney movie version of it. That's what I'd like to find is the actual Nautilus that they had in the film.
The detailing, I don't know if you can see this, but the detailing on it, it's quite good.
Oh, Pegasus makes some great model kits. Yeah, I'm really
they
happy
do.
with their stuff.
Well, what I have found, this is the base, and it's quite heavy. This is the base to it.
I wonder if
and this has got some
molded
weight.
out of the same plastic that Martian War Machine is, because that Martian War Machine, it's not styrene, it's ABS plastic. It's a completely different kind of plastic. It's like really smooth and really tough. I mean, good material to work with.
This is really strong.
Yeah, I bet it's ABS. Yeah.
Really. But the good thing about this kit, I said to Bob, is you get these with it.
Photo etch parts.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Yeah, I've seen some build-ups of it, and it builds out to a really, really nice model. I mean, with a full interior and everything, and a lot of detail.
I just, if any of you guys when I come to do it, if any of you guys got any tips on lighting this, it'd be much helpful.
Well, Jamie, I don't think
Tag
that
that
has
Viper.
anything. I don't think it has anything flashing or anything on it. You should just be able to do some basic interior lighting on it with some either SMDs or LEDs and power it up. You know.
Now, on the inside, because I read somewhere that because the glass front in is so it's very mesh, so you can't actually see much inside. Would you go for a lukewarm LED? Would you use a really bright LED in there?
I would think on that you'd want a white light look like a warm white, like a
warm white,
an old-fashioned interior lighting, like would be a slightly yellowish color.
Yes, and white.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't have cool white back in that time.
No.
So that would give it that like old, dark and lighted look.
It would look great like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gaslight.
Thanks for that, Boyd.
Tag that you did those Vipers with the engines. You made them with tires and hubcaps from truck models, or?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's brilliant, man.
Yeah, it came out really good.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of my reputation on what to do with parts. It was very good. I really love that.
Kid Bash taking over the Kid Bash.
Yeah, you're gonna push me. I wanted to come up with something to do with toothpaste next.
Hey guys, thanks a lot
Same thing
for
the intakes too. I redid the intakes on it also.
Yeah, it's really cool. I was looking at the pictures of it the other day. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. Guys, thanks a lot for all the advice and stuff, and you guys have a good Memorial Day, okay?
All right, well, we're glad to have
You
you
too.
on tonight, Baba. Take it easy.
All right, we'll talk to you later, man.
You too. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Hey, Jamie, do you ever go to Cult TV, man?
Yes, I do. I have been to him.
They got a lighting kit for that Nautilus there from Voodoo X.
Right.
I haven't seen that yet. He's actually
it's,
got a
Voodoo
kit for the lighting.
Yeah. But I mean, unless that model, and that's where you can.
Yeah, I don't know what it does.
If you unless it does anything specific like flashy washies or fading or pulsing or anything like that.
No. I mean, I think the only thing that pulsates. I think the only thing that pulsates on it is on this Nautilus. It's got two eyes, and they sort of represent the eyes, and I think they pulsate like that. Mm-hmm. So they glow and they get brighter and they get dimmer. So I've got to find a way of doing that too.
Yeah, well, you just need a really, I mean, Ralph could talk to you about that, but you just need a really basic control board for that. I wish they made LEDs that did that on their own, but they don't have anything like that yet. They just have ones that sort of flicker, like the ones you saw in Tag's, back of his Viper, but they don't have any that pulse on their own like that. So you would need some type of
So
small
you need a board for that.
Yeah. Which Ralph already has boards that do that, or he could modify one of the boards.
Yeah, it all depends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm sure I wasn't sure when it really blinked. I just remember seeing one somewhere, so.
Well, Ralph, when I get around to making that model, I'll get in touch with you about that board for that.
Yes. Somebody was saying something?
Ralph, no, I got your invoice for the thruster board. I went ahead and took care of that.
Okay.
For the research.
Super. Yeah, we'll get all three built and we'll ship them all out.
Excellent. Meanwhile, I guess I'll just keep building alien kits.
There you go.
He's already. I love it. He's already going on it.
He's killing me.
This guy, I tell you, man, he's
Hollywood's gonna come. Hollywood's gonna come knocking.
I was gonna say you ought to make it where you can strap it around your chest. Then you lay back on the pool table.
Hey, Boyd. Have you seen anyone make any colonial marines for that, like from the Aliens movie in 1/35th scale?
Figures?
Yes.
No, I haven't, but they very well might be out there. You just have to search for them, I suppose.
Okay.
1/35th
I've seen
scale
figures. I don't know about kits.
1/35th scale is a fairly common size for the figures, so you might have to just get some and modify them a little bit. Paint them.
Right, because I have I have the APC carrier, so I'm thinking about getting some tickets with those.
Is that the Halcyon kit?
Yes, sir.
That's a nice kit.
Yeah, I've seen somebody detail like you would not believe.
Yeah, Craig. Craig, you know, the one that Ralph that you did the touchscreen job for. He built one of those just recently, and he had some nice pictures of that up on the Google site.
Yeah.
Ralph, you gonna have your War of the Worlds on your new website?
Yes.
Will it be on there?
Well, not when it comes live, because I wanted to. Jerry did the whole site, but I need to obviously learn how to do it and, you know, add things. So I purposely had him just to set it up, and I want to populate it and get my feet wet on getting used to that program. So, but you know, it's available now if people want it. So, but I know they don't know about it, but it's basically there. And Jerry was lobbying that I put that thruster board on the website, so that will go up. I gotta go through.
I'm going to hit him up next, Ralph. I've been trying to get my website launched, and I don't know anything about it. And I can't think of a better guy to put one together than him. I mean, he's with the skill he has with the graphics and logos and everything like that. So.
Boy, wait till, I don't know if you had a chance to see it, but wait till you see this site. I absolutely, I love it.
Oh, I'm sure
I've seen his samples of it, and it looks really nice.
Yeah,
Doesn't it? Yeah.
He does a great job. So, well, guys, I'm showing about 2 hours in now, so we're getting close to wrap time.
Oh, thank
here.
you. Fall asleep.
Let's kick it around the room once more, and if anybody has any questions they want to ask specifically, anybody, or mention anything, now's the time.
Yeah,
guys.
I got one for you, Boyd.
Okay.
I was watching your Part 5 video on the refit, the one where you're adding the side panel to a saucer.
Yeah.
You're going through gluing all that. Did you like those side panels on the inside, or did you glue them first and light block them later?
I glued them first and then went in there with my airbrush. I couldn't get in there with a can very well, Armando, so I just put some black in my airbrush, some Speedsecker black, and yeah, because that way they're already glued and I didn't have to worry about them, you know, not sticking or something. I glued them all in and then blocked it after that.
Okay, good. I need to know that. All right, that's all I need.
Has anybody seen the motors for the Bussards on the JJ Prize that counter in the same one? You notice how the outside fans go like this, and then the inner little fans go like that. Has anybody seen a kit or the motor for that?
There is a motor for it, Tag. I'm trying to remember now. Somebody, when I was asking about that a while back, I don't remember who, but somebody found that there's an RC, like for remote control helicopters. There's a motor that they have because apparently they have some kind of helicopter where they have two blades on the same shaft and they counter rotate.
Right.
And there is a motor out there that does
it's a coaxial.
But the problem
that's off a coaxial, Boyd.
Right. The problem with that motor was, Tag, when I checked it out, was that the RPM was like way too high for it. And I don't know if you, like what Ralph does, use the voltage regulator to bring the voltage down to the motor. Some of those motors are only designed to work in a certain range, and if you bring the voltage down too far, it might not even turn. In other words, you might not be able to get it to turn slow enough, you know, because they turn pretty slow in that setup that you're talking about.
Right, yeah. If they move that, if the RPMs are so fast, that voltage regulator won't do you any good.
Because a helicopter motor is going to spin at a lot of RPM. I mean,
well, yeah.
Yeah. But,
I was looking at. Say, go again, kid.
Steve Neal is actually built that. He put a motor in it and got everything working with the brass and etching and everything. So he has a motor. Yeah, he got a motor for it and tells you what kind it is. Steve Neal.
Yeah, I watched his. Yeah, the SNG
right,
channel.
Yes. Right, that's where you can find out. Just email him. He'll tell you what motor to use in that he used.
I watched his, and it looks like that motor just goes around. That it doesn't do the counter rotation.
Yeah, you want the
thing.
Split.
It looks like it just goes around.
Yeah, you want the split. It's going to be a shaft that's divided in two sections, and both of them are geared differently. And one spins one way, and the other one spins the other one. And that might be a little bit hard to find in something that's going to be just in the range that you want it to work for RPM. But there might be something out there. But I remember asking about it a long time ago, and somebody sent me a link, and they had a picture of the motor. And when I checked into it, the RPM was something like 30,000 RPM. I mean, that's just way too much.
Yeah, that's way too fast.
Off and get them in your neck, you know.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like. I mean, I've been watching the movie, and it doesn't look like there's actually any rotation of light at all. No. That there might be some sort of pulsating of light, but the whole rotation is in the fans itself.
It's mechanical, yeah. That was a tribute to the original ship that they did. But,
right. It looks great, and I know I've seen one somewhere. I just can't remember where I saw it. I'm going to scan YouTube, see if I can find it again.
Anybody have anything
Boyd, I have
else?
a question on your Toss Bridge. Yeah, I have a question on your Toss Bridge you did.
Okay.
It's basically when you come to do the the paragraphics for the top of the panels.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is it best to use, after you put the panel on, is it best to use just fill the holes up with and then paint them, or is it best to use the decal on them?
Well, if you want the colors to look nice and rich, you're gonna have to fill them in with something and then go from the back side and touch some of that Tamiya transparent paint on there with your red, your blue, your green, and your yellow. The decals tend to be very, very thin, and they wash out with any kind of light hitting them. You know, they don't look that
so
rich.
it's best to go. It's best to go through the back and then just, like you say, use the clear colours on the back.
Yeah. Now on my Toss bridge, on my bridge that I built, that was like almost 2 years ago. They didn't have any of that paragraphics. I think we lost Ralph.
Hang on, Boyd. Boyd, bear with me for a sec. I'll show you.
Okay.
Speaking of light, I just saw a thing on that UV glue from Japan.
Uh-huh.
It's like canopy glue. Yeah, it's like canopy glue. You put it on, then you use a UV light, and it hardens it immediately.
Wow.
Yeah, I've seen International Scale Modelers do a review on that today.
Yeah, I did too. I watched the same one. I'm kind of interested to see how that stuff works.
You say anything about the cancer
This is what you
effect?
get.
Okay.
Yeah, the cancer effect.
Nice.
Pardon me?
Yeah,
would be
cancer
nice.
effects on the UV.
Bridge.
Right.
This is the Toss Bridge paragraphics.
Uh-huh.
You even get the thing for the doors.
Right.
Oh, for the bridge, yeah.
Those are actually masks.
Yeah. But this here is what you actually stick on
Mm-hmm.
the panels. And then what I was thinking of is after I've put them on the bridge, is would it be best just like to fill these up and then colour them like you said from the back?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That works really good. You can use canopy glue, or you can actually use CA glue. You take and tape the outside of them so your material doesn't run through it, and get that down on there nice and tight. And then what I'll do is I'll use either, if I'm in a little bit of a hurry, I'll just use CA glue, the regular gel type CA glue, stuff that's a little bit thicker, and take an old. What I'll do is make a little puddle of it, and take an old brush and dip it in there, and then just brush it on, and then hit it with the kicker so it dries real quick and leaves a nice solid film on there. Then I just go on the back side and start, taking whatever color I want it to be. And then when you light it, it's going to look nice. And when you put your decal over it, it's going to line up. All the lights and everything will line up, and it'll look pretty good. The decals just tend to wash out if you put any kind of bright light behind them. They're going to wash out, and they're not going to show the colors.
Well, if he's got the photo etch, Joe, that's what I did. I put the decal down and the photo etch over it, and they don't wash out. On the bridge kit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now, as far as like the buttons and everything,
Right. Now, I mean, the difference on my old bridge kit that I built, I cut all the panels out, and there's a company out there called Outer Space Outfitters that makes these overlays that go over top of it that are they're not decals. They're like made out of a transparent plastic film that's designed to be backlit so that the black area on those stays black. Light won't pass through it. But all the colored buttons and the screens and everything, they are colored, and they're meant to the way they do the printing process or whatever. The color passes, the light passes through and illuminates the colors, and so they look nice and clean and really, sharp and clear. Where if that was just a decal, it would be all washed out.
It's the same film. It's the same film that comes with the Paragraphics kit for the Viper.
Right. For the
That's what I use in here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same thing on the Jupiter 2 that I just did. They give you the little. You'll see that they give you these little panels that are they're not decals. They're on some kind of a little plastic film, and they work great.
Backlit film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They work really good.
The problem is those outer space outfitters, though, I don't think will fit that Paragraphics photo etch set. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because when Paul did them, he went to the new repop decals. He made the photo etch to the decals that are in the kit.
Yeah. I mean, on mine, I literally cut out every single screen and every panel, on the walls and then on the helm. You got to cut out that. So there's an overlay. There's a whole entire overlay that goes over top of the helm control and all that. But I'm not even sure if Outer Space Outfitters even makes that anymore. I haven't seen it in a while. But
they do.
I really like the way it looks.
Federation models.
Yeah, but it was a heck of a lot
the only
of work
other
to cut
question,
that all out.
Boyd, just a quick one last question for you. Your J.J. Abrams Enterprise, what was the final colour you used on the outside?
Of the hull?
For the actual body itself?
Oh,
yes.
It's just an off-white. I'll take a little bit of straight white and put a couple of drops of black into it, just to take it from being a pure white to just a little bit of an off-white color, and that's it. Yeah,
I did like the look of that.
The black, it will start to turn gray, and you don't want it to be gray. You're just taking a little bit of that white off of it, so it's not like a glaring bright white, and that looks pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, guys. Well, let me see. I'm going to try something here. I used to close these hangouts with a little bit of humor, so I found something that I wanted to show you guys tonight. Let me see if I can get this to work. You're supposed to be able to share a YouTube video here, so let me bring this up and see if I can get that to go.
Is this the Underwater Enterprise?
No. Okay, let me see.
The Flying D Enterprise.
I think you guys will get a kick out of this if I can get it to go here. If I copy and paste this.
Was it a picture in my Starfleet uniform?
No.
Why does Boyd have a devious look on his face?
Yeah, something wrong coming here.
Because he was just picturing me in a Starfleet uniform.
Give me a second, guys.
Red, of course.
Guys. Some of you may
And
have
we all
already
know
seen
how
this.
good Boyd is at the screen sharing.
All right, I found it. Okay, guys. Here we go. Let me see if you will see this. Okay, it says it's not going to record it, but you guys will see it playing up on the screen here.
Unavailable for the Mac.
Are you guys seeing this?
No, it's telling me it's currently unavailable for the Mac.
In order to talk, you have to push the talk button down there while the video is playing. Scared the heck out of the guy. Now watch this.
That looks like my first attempt at rocket.
At the last second, at the last second, I love how it just the shuttle ejects off the thing, poof, and lands in the dirt. It's pretty funny. So, okay, guys. Well, we had a great hangout tonight. I appreciate you guys coming and sharing your tips and your tricks and showing us what you got on your bench. And we'll have another one. Probably, like I said, we'll probably move it to Tuesday night next week because of the holiday. So that's going to be a wrap, guys. Thanks again for coming. Thanks. And we'll see you next time. And until then, everybody, good night, John Boy, and good night, happy modeling, everyone.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, John Boy.